our northern neighbors in Canada froze bank accounts and arrested supporters of the Freedom Truck Convoy protesters who were protesting COVID tyranny, especially the vaccine mandates. Even the family members of those who peacefully protested were affected by the CCP-esque social credit system. So joining us now to discuss is Tamara Leach, the author of Hold the Line, My Story from the Heart of the Freedom Convoy. Tamara, thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited to have you here tonight because remember last year with those convoy protests, hearing your name and seeing your name in all the headlines, and now I get to talk to you. So can you explain for our audience, what was that whirlwind experience like for you in helping to organize these protests and then to become the foil to Canada's dictatorial Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau?
Well, overall, it was, I liken it to beautiful chaos. It was one of the greatest shows of unity, national unity I've seen in my lifetime. People from all different walks of life. And then, of course, the chaos of what happened with the crackdown that came and the provocation that we received from the government and the media. It was, I've long suspected legacy media of reporting more propaganda than anything, but that was a real eye-opening experience. And of course, all the things that we exposed it was an amazing experience overall.
You know, as you were saying, they were accusing you guys of being Russian funded and, you know, the same old, same old. So for viewers reading your book, are there any myths perhaps told about the Freedom Convoy truck protesters that you would like to bust and to dispel in your book?
Well, I dispel quite a few of them. The mainstream media and the government were lying constantly. You know, the Russian infiltration thing was hilarious. Then they were accusing us of being racists, of course, and I'm not sure if you know, but the Canadian government actually hired the biggest racist on the planet to write their anti-racism policy. They accused us of taking money from foreign entities, which, you know, we found out with the ongoing Chinese interference investigation that's what the government has also been doing all along. So there's quite a few myths in here that we have exposed. You'll notice that we've referenced the links to the articles, so everything is easy to find out for yourself if you choose.
And so, of course, we remember back to those images. So not only did we hear later about bank accounts being frozen, but we saw people being arrested and beaten down. I remember there was one woman who you could see the mounted patrol, actually, he just clops right on top of her. And it was just really horrific seeing this happening in, you know, here in North America. And of course, you know, they've tried to put you through the ringer as well when it comes to arrests and to illegal situations. I believe trial is in September. And I don't know how much maybe you're able to say, but is there anything you can share with the audience, perhaps any glimmer of hope?
Well, I don't have a lot of anxiety over the trial that's coming up. Chris Barber and I are co-accused, so we'll be in trial together. And you know, for myself, all I have to lose is time. This is a really important issue. We have witnessed the greatest government overreach and intimidation and propaganda campaign that I've seen in my lifetime. And you nailed it in your question. I never thought I would see this happen in Canada. This is the stuff that I grew up watching happening in other countries, not Canada. And, you know, they were really upset. Like I said, we exposed a lot of things. We exposed the mainstream media, corporations like GoFundMe, obviously the banking system. I mean, myself and 270 other people had their bank accounts frozen. I believe Robert Kennedy Jr. just alluded to this in a speech last week. You know, families couldn't buy medication for their children. They couldn't pay their mortgage. They couldn't pay their spousal support. You know, there's stories of family wives and their kids being at the checkout counter and having to walk away without their groceries because their cards were frozen.